What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the Hardcore Fab Shop. On today's Shop Talk video, I am going to be adding a little bit of color here to our hood for Old Crow. I want to try and get this thing to match the black cab just a little bit better. I've got a super easy, quick way to do that, so stick around. I'm going to share it with you guys. Alright, so to catch all you guys up that have been living under a rock and have not seen our Old Crow project yet, this is it. Now you can see that obviously the hood and the cab do not match. They weren't originally together, but I kind of want to make it look like they was. So obviously I like the rust on the hood and everything. I like the patina and all that stuff. I think that's all great. But since it does not match the cab, I want to do something to try to make everything be a little bit more uniform. It's obviously not going to be a perfect match because it just is what it is. And I'm fine with that because I like the patina, like I said, and it doesn't have to, but I would just like it to match a little bit better. So you can see on this side of the hood, I've actually started adding a little bit of black to it, and it is actually coming around and looking really good. I'm going to show you guys what I'm going to do with all of that over here on this side so you guys can see how to do it and be able to do it yourself. All right, before we get started here, I want to give you guys a kind of a quick, real deep, close look of what this thing looks like. You can see there's a bunch of silver on there that somebody has put on there, or gray of some sort. It looks like they kind of just brushed it on. Probably had the whole hood that color, or some whole truck that color, I guess, at one point or another. But most of that's already gone now. It's probably a 50-year-old paint job with a brush. So a lot of it didn't stick around, but it left a really cool looking design and kind of patina on this truck. There's a few other colors that are kind of popping through there a little bit. And then, of course, we've got the whole area there that we've reworked and everything that has bare metal. So now you can kind of see that. You can kind of see over here on this side where I've already done some paint on it. This actually has got most of that silver still popping through, and then there's also a few other little colors here and there that are coming in. There is actually some rust in there and some spots still. I'm not trying to take away any of that. We're not trying to cover any of that up. Like I said before, we're just trying to add a little bit of color to this thing so that the hood will match the rest of the body a little bit better. So now that you guys got an idea of what that looks like, let's get started. First thing you need to do on a project like this is clean it. Now, I used a red scuff pad. Don't necessarily have to. You could probably get away with just a rag and some soapy water, but there was a lot of little loose debris on this, so I wanted to knock all that off before I got started. So I went ahead and did that, and then I just blew it off with an air hose, and then cleaned it with some soap and water and a paper towel, and then I was good to go. So I did that on the whole entire hood before I sprayed that side over there, so this side's already got that done. So now I'm at the point where I can actually start putting some color on here. For color, all I am using is just some regular old rattle can. This is even actually a gloss black. It's not going to be glossy when it goes on. It'll be kind of glossy when it goes on, I guess, but it won't be gloss black, because I am going to then be taking an old glove and rubbing on all of the paint right after I put it on there. That does a couple of things. The first thing that does is that knocks off that gloss that we're just talking about. And the next thing that it does is it actually knocks off any paint that's in any of the high areas on the hood. So all these parts like this here that have a lot of the little strokes from the brush or whatever from when they did that first paint job, all of that stuff is going to stay. You're also going to get a bunch of the rust and other pieces that are still on here that are popping up a little bit. All those are going to come popping back through the black too. And that helps give this thing a really cool effect and keep some of the original patina. So I've got my garage door open, so you guys are probably going to hear a little bit of traffic from the road. I apologize about that, but I want to be able to get some of the fumes out of here since I'm not going to be wearing a mask right now, so I can still be able to talk to you guys. So part of this that I want to do right here in the front, I'm going to do this to begin with because I want to be able to actually show you guys some of the distance that I'm using to be able to spray this paint on there. This is not going to be like a normal paint job where you want to get your regular 6 to 8 inches away and nice, even, smooth coats. What I'm actually going to be doing with this is I'm actually just going to be fogging it on from quite a ways away, and then whatever hits, I'm going to then immediately take this glove and try to wipe off. And that's going to leave paint down in most of these areas, like I was saying before, that are all lower, and wipe it off stuff on the top. So just do a little bit of it here and show you guys what that looks like. Well, before we go any farther, I'll give you guys a look at what that looks like with just that little bit there done. You can see where it ends really quickly. All I'm really covering up is kind of that rust in the low spots, like I said. So we still have all of our original patina, just some of the rust spots are covered up. Still have some cool looking green there, all of the brush strokes and everything. This right here is kind of cool. That's a whole different effect that kind of gets where the grinder marks were at from me working that part of the metal. So that is a cool effect just in itself. Somebody could use that if they wanted to on numerous things. So I'm gonna go ahead and just throw this on time lapse and you guys can see me do the rest of it. Sweet, I'm gonna call that done for now, at least until I can get it outside in the sunlight and we'll see what it looks like. And that's the cool thing about this, it's pretty easy to go back there and touch that up if I think it needs a little bit more darkness in some spot or another. So I'm gonna call that it for now on this. I probably didn't use maybe a fifth of this can. So that's why I'm saying you can do this for $1. Pretty simple there. My glove, I don't even have the other one. I threw the other one away because it was junk. I can stick my finger through this one in several spots. So this one was pretty much just trash too that I used. You could also use just an old rag or something like that or whatever you got laying around. So pretty cheap, pretty easy. Anybody can do it, and definitely a big change here in what we've got. So I'm happy with it. May not be for everybody. Some of you guys might not like it, and that's fine. But I think it looks good, and I think it's got the look that I need it to have for my truck. So I'm going to call her done for now, and with that, I'll see you guys next time.